Hello guys, and welcome to another discussion video, and today I will be discussing about the new Mario plus Rabbids game, Sparks of Hope, with Starcronix.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Starcronix. I'm here with Reese. We're talking about Mario Rabbids. New game, leaked today. That's fun. Alright, let's go ahead.
So, I just want to go ahead and start saying that, two Mario plus Rabbids games in a row have been leaked ahead of their announcement. Like, I mean, it was even before Nintendo dropped it on the website, we got leaks of the new Mario plus Rabbids happening. And then for the original Mario plus Rabbids, we got like a leak like months before it was revealed. So, like, I don't know, I guess we're gonna find out about a new Mario plus Rabbids game whenever someone leaks it.
It's always, well, I don't know how far in advance the last one was leaked before it was revealed, but like, I woke up this morning at 8 a.m. and I wake up and Twitter is going nuts, and I'm like, okay, this must be something. I click on the link, it takes me to the page, I'm like, oh, this is legit. I went to bed that night seeing something about Sparks of Hope, and I was like, oh, okay, new Mario Rabbids, sounds pretty cool. And then, boom, new game. Oh, it's exciting, it's exhilarating, but God, they just leaked the day before. Come on now.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, Sparks of Hope? That kind of sounds weird for, like, Mario plus Rabbids. I was thinking that sounds more something like Zelda, like The Legend of Zelda Sparks of Hope or something like that. That sounds more of, like, a more serious title than something like Mario plus Rabbids, if you know what I'm saying. Like, at first, I thought, like, oh, it wouldn't really be something to really think about there at Sparks of Hope. But then I thought, I mean, Mario plus Rabbids, when we originally thought about it back in 2017, we all thought it was fake, it was really weird, but Sparks of Hope, that subtitle is also another really weird kind of thing. So weird, in fact, that it ended up being true.
So weird, it just might work.
Yeah, and let's just talk about that cinematic trailer. That was amazing. That looked better than, like, most things we've seen in a while from, like, Mario games and stuff like that. Well, I guess some things, because, like, there was that Mario Golf for a few seconds, there was that cinematic thing, but this was amazing.
If you go back in the very beginning and listen to the music, because Grant Kirkhope, the composer of Banjo-Kazooie, he composed the first Mario and Rabbids game, and he's confirmed that he's done this one as well. But if you go back in the beginning of that cinematic trailer and listen carefully, you'll hear a little bit of banjo music, actually.
That's really interesting.
It's most definitely a nice touch.
Yeah, and the Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle soundtrack was amazing, and like I have no doubt that this one will be just as good, if not better.
This is gonna be a great game. Like I don't know how well the first game did, but I know that it was a massive success, and I enjoyed it very much. Like everything from start to finish, like even the Donkey Kong DLC. That was really fun, and I think that this is definitely going to be really fun. I don't really have super high expectations for what it's going to be, because it looks a little different. It looks a little bit more, I don't know if 3D is the word, but if you look at the first game, you're moving in grid.
Yeah.
You're moving in a grid, but this one looks a little bit more controlled. Like, you have a little bit more control.
Yeah,
and I like that.
It also looks a little more open, too, with, like, the different maps and everything. Like, the first one was kind of linear with how you went to different places, but this one actually looks like you can move around in a big area, and then you go on to the areas where you battle. So it kind of looks like there's more of an open area kind of thing, which I'm hoping they'll do with this. And it's just like with the gameplay we've seen so far, it looks really good. And it looks like they're actually doing a lot to expand the battle system of the original, because the battle system of the original was pretty fun. And it had like a lot of things to it, like with the strategy and different things like that. And this one seems like it's taking a step farther like incorporating new types of moves and making use of the like sparks and everything. And yeah, sparks, Rabbids plus Lumas.
Sparks of Hope. Whoa! I definitely think that one of the biggest takeaways from the trailer is definitely Rabbid Rosalina and Rabbid Lumas. As cursed as Rabbid Lumas are, especially for me, they seem to be replacing Yoshi because he's completely absent from the trailer.
Yeah, because
go ahead.
I also didn't see Rabbid Luigi either. Actually, he is in there. I saw him in the gameplay, but he's not in the cinematic trailer. I'm not sure if he has less to do with the story and everything, and just with gameplay. Because like Rabbid Luigi was more prominent in the first game, so I'm not sure if they're just gonna like throw in some characters and then just have, well, I mean, it's still early to say what they're gonna do with the different characters. We just have that one cinematic trailer and a few minutes of gameplay.
And we have a vague 2022 release date, so I'm sure we'll definitely get more details soon. I mean, maybe not. I mean, maybe they'll do a tiny spotlight at E3 during Nintendo Showcase, but like,
Yeah.
I don't see. It's not going to be like Mario Maker 2, where it had its own like standalone direct. But we'll get some information. It's going to be a good game. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think probably the next information we'll see of this game is at the September Direct or whatever that will be. There'll probably be one in September because there's usually like February or March and then E3, then September. That's usually how Nintendo likes to do it.
Yeah, they definitely space it out fairly evenly, I'd say.
Yeah, there's also nothing of like Wario or Waluigi there because they were absent from the actually I haven't played through the first game entirely. I know Waluigi wasn't in the game.
There was Rabid Wario and Rabid Waluigi, but that was it. Like the actual characters themselves were not in the game, at least to my knowledge.
Yeah, like Wario, Waluigi, Daisy, like characters like that were missing, and also we didn't see Rosalina herself. We saw Rabid Rosalina in the trailer, so
oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure whether we'd see like some of these actual characters because I think it would be nice to see more like Mario characters in here. Well, I mean, there's definitely a possibility we could see like some Mario characters, even some more obscure ones, because like this one is basically going through the universe, so they could technically throw in anything at any certain time that just kind of, because it's like basically, or like exploring the universe in this game, so you could basically run into anything and they could basically put any character in there that's not in the cinematic trailer, so...
If you go and look on the website, if you look at the description, it says there's going to be a playable total of 9 characters this time around. I think there were 8 last time, so I think that Rabbid, Rabbid Yoshi and Yoshi are kind of tapped out. They're going to sit this one out. Rabbid Rosalina and Rosalina are going to come in. Then you have one more character slot, and I don't know why, but I kind of want it to be Bowser Jr. because he's definitely had this like resurgence, and he had a little arc in the first game, which I thought was really cool. And then you have Bowser's Fury that kind of brought him back into the spotlight, and you know, I think that they definitely could do something with him. He has his paintbrush. He could totally have his own unique kind of deal. So yeah, but in reality, it's probably going to be something like Donkey Kong.
Yeah. We do have, I think I saw Bowser in the box art / artwork.
He's in the promotional art.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, he might actually be, like, an ally, kind of like how he was in Super Paper Mario and Origami King. So, like...
Oh, yeah.
Or even Mario RPG, but, yeah, I guess we could possibly be seeing Bowser as an ally again, which is always good. I feel like Bowser is always best as like an actual ally. I'm not sure since he's like standing with Mario like that, I'm not sure if he's actually gonna be like a boss or a villain, because I mean, he kind of does look like he's with Mario, kind of like attacking with Mario, since he's with,
he's
like they would put him like far in the back, like in the background, if he was like an actual villain, but he's actually with Mario, kind of like attacking with all of these other characters. So it kind of seems like Bowser will actually be an ally in this game.
Speaking of these other characters, speaking of the box art in particular and the trailer, we see this kind of, I don't want to say, we'll just say edgy. We'll go with edgy. The edgy rabbit, and I don't know what her deal is. Maybe that's that secret ninth character they're talking about, but I don't know what her deal is. She's just kind of there. I don't really know. Twitter's freaking out. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah. Like, I think it's, I'm not sure. We barely saw anything of that character in the actual gameplay and trailers and everything, so I'm not sure what role that character will actually have in the game.
She's up front and center on the box art, so she has to have some sort of prominence.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what to think about her. I think she'll be okay.
And I really like the Super Mario Galaxy theming of this game. Like, I really like how it's kind of taking a lot of inspiration from Super Mario Galaxy with the style. So, maybe we'll get, like, more things related to Super Mario Galaxy. Like, we may see, like, different bosses from Mario Galaxy and stuff like that. There's a possibility.
Maybe like a rabid dino piranha or something.
Yeah. Something like along the lines of that. How about what if we get like a Lubba Spark? Like a rabid
no.
Lubba?
Oh no.
Cuz we do have the different Luma colors for like the sparks. So there's a possibility we could actually get like a rabid Lubba.
Yeah, the main three colors that I saw from that were the red one, which is kind of like the fire looking one. There's a light blue one. I think he's kind of like an aura looking one, and then there's the main yellow one that,
Yeah.
in all honesty, kind of looks like SpongeBob, but just really cursed.
So
If you look at it just right. Go
yeah.
ahead.
So there's multiple different colors of Luma. All of them that were actually shown were actually colors of Luma. Like there's the like in Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2, there's the yellow Luma, blue Luma, pink Luma, green Luma, cyan Luma, red Luma, apricot
You
Luma,
got the apricot.
yeah,
Apricot.
black Luma and orange Luma. So there's like actually technically purple Luma because there's Lubba. So there's all sorts of different kinds of Lumas. So they could possibly incorporate those different types of Lumas as like sparks in the game, and they could I'm thinking they each have like different things. I'm not sure if they would make use of all of the Luma colors. I'd say probably maybe like depending on how this maybe like 5. Maybe you get one every chapter or something like that, kind of like how in Paper Mario you get the star spirits each chapter, so they use like a move. I'm not sure exactly how they do that. Maybe they start out with one and then they do like, let's say there's like a few different chapters and you get one each chapter. I think they could possibly do that.
Maybe it's kind of like a deal where you find one at the beginning of the chapter, and the goal of each chapter is to kind of rescue them, and then like you kind of move on from there.
Yeah, and then I think that might like have a major aspect in the story there, because like maybe if you collect all of them, it has something to do with like taking down whatever evil force you're trying to fight. So
the villain in this game looks massive. Like he looks incredibly interesting.
I have a feeling that the villain thing on here might be just a thing that's controlled by a villain. Like it kind of seems like something's like inside of it. Like not like the whole kind of, it's just, it kind of looks like there's something and then there's like a villain inside of it. So one thing that was pointed out on Twitter by Fawful the Great is that it kind of looked like Dark Star. So it might have something to do with Fawful.
That would be interesting. 3D Fawful would be cool, but that's incredibly interesting because Alpha Dream, who sadly went bankrupt a couple of years ago, I don't know what happened to the rights to those characters if Nintendo has them or if Alpha.
I'm pretty sure Nintendo has the rights to those characters.
That would be kind of weird. Like, no, I would love to see Fawful. I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying, like, this is a game that's made by Ubisoft. And if Nintendo is trusting them with the Mario franchise, I don't feel like they're going to include. I don't want to say Fawful is niche, but he is very. He's not too heavily
Yeah,
used. And I think he's way too unique. We'll go with unique because that's
yeah,
definitely a great word to describe it. They would go some sort of other, maybe it's like a mind controlled Rosalina or something. Maybe that's why we don't see her. But like I don't
mm,
feel like they're not as lenient on loaning out their characters. I think they're going to keep it relatively streamlined. At
yeah.
least that's my opinion. I did not mean to throw I did not mean to crap on your idea. I'm sorry if it seemed like that.
Well, to be fair, Mario plus Rabbids did have some like really interesting and like more niche references to different things in the Mario series. I feel like they were pulling like more interesting things from like the Mario series on here. Because I mean, like there was some like pretty weird inclusions in the first game, like with different things that were in there. I don't really know like much in specific, but like there was just like a lot of things they would put that were references to like other Mario games that Nintendo probably wouldn't do because of like references, because of like their restrictions and stuff like that. I'm not sure if there's really any restrictions because I mean that's more of like intelligent systems restricting Paper Mario and stuff like that. And I guess
Gotcha.
maybe the Mario and Luigi series with Paper Jam. Um,
Right, yeah.
but there
Yeah,
has
I can definitely see that.
but there has been some also in like some other like I feel like since it's Ubisoft, I think they have more freedom over like actually putting random things from the Mario series in than Nintendo actually does because they can't because Nintendo really wouldn't stick like a Mario RPG character into like Super Mario Odyssey or something. But I feel like
Oh, no way.
it's just slightly more likely since it's a studio other than Nintendo and they probably know a lot about the Mario universe and everything because obviously they have to like the developers kind of have to know the games and everything with Mario and everything. So
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from that. With Ubisoft and Nintendo's relationship, they are really getting along right now. If they're able to if Nintendo's willing to loan out the Mario franchise to Ubisoft, that's a big step because kind of that connection in the gaming industry, it's not excuse me, it's few and far between because you see these massive console wars and Ubisoft is on all of the platforms. You see Ubisoft games on all three of the big ones. But now that Nintendo and Ubisoft are buddy buddy, I definitely think Nintendo will be a little bit more lenient, but not as lenient. I definitely think they're going to hold them accountable, but I definitely agree with you in saying I'm sure Ubisoft is the one that would be that is kind of the game development studio that would be able to sneak in those references.
yeah. So yeah, that's basically kind of how I feel about this. I'm really excited about it and I feel it's kind of weird that like with the first game they revealed it like a couple months before it released. Then with this one, it's like at least like a few well, at least like maybe like let's say like 8 or 9 months. Like that's like the
Yeah.
earliest it could probably be released since it's coming out next year. Probably even there's even a possibility it could come out over a year from now. But I kind of feel it's probably maybe like a let's say somewhere between March and June. I'm thinking for this game in 2022.
I
So
honestly, I could honestly see a February release date because you definitely need to have something in that first quarter of the year.
yeah, I feel like February. I keep thinking like, oh, there's Legends Arceus at the beginning of the year there. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm not sure if they're gonna put something too close to that. It's just like there's so many titles coming out next year, and there's probably gonna be a lot this year too, after like the E3 direct and everything. And you know, I kind of
Right.
another thing. I kind of find it weird that we're learning more about titles coming out next year than we are finding out about titles coming later this year.
I definitely think they're gonna keep more of the big bombshells for this year a secret, which is definitely smart for them. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I feel like Splatoon 3 would have been better for E3 unless there's like some big things that we don't know about and they might need like a few minutes to talk about Splatoon 3 and it was just easier to reveal it at the direct and everything. I it would have been better I feel like if they revealed like the big holiday title for Nintendo at the direct there and then they revealed Splatoon 3 at at their E3 direct, but I guess like we don't know what Nintendo has planned, but with this game, it's coming out next year, along with a lot of other titles. So I feel like we keep thinking like, oh, this year is going to be the big year. Oh, next year is going to be the big year for the Switch. But there's still a possibility that both this year and next year could be great years, because we already know that next year is going to be really good for a lot of games. And this year, there's still a possibility we could get like a lot of really big titles like for the rest of the year because we don't really know much about the rest of the year past like August. So
it's definitely exciting. I'm definitely keeping my I'm keeping my expectations in check, but I'm
yeah.
excited. E3 is definitely gonna be super exciting this year.
So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope looks really good and I'm excited about it. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to Starcronix and make sure to subscribe and make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Goodbye.